Let's roll. Okay, you guys see this stuff right here? This whole ride has gotten a little more adventurous. Headed over into the lost coast, the forgotten coast of Florida. We'll do a little exploring, going to have a little more experience on my new to me Tuareg 660. Meet up with a friend that's ridden down from just south of Nashville all the way down to the Gulf Coast yesterday. We're out for an adventure. We'll be gone for a couple of days. I'm glad you're coming with me. Let's go ride and talk about adventure motorcycling. Okay, like I said earlier, it's the last week of February. I'm riding in north central Florida. It was just under 50 degrees this morning when I got up at 7 a.m., but it's warming up. Out for a weekend warrior trip, riding a true adventure motorcycle, my Tuareg T660. I mostly have experience on dual sports, especially my DR650 Suzuki that I've ridden thousands of miles, mostly off pavement. I've done some on pavement with it. It can do it. I'm becoming acquainted now with the Tuareg. So we're out for an exploration of adventure riding, an exploration of the forgotten coast of Florida. Visit some old fishing villages and try to find what old Florida used to look like. See if there's any vestiges of that left. Then I'm going to be in the Apalachicola National Forest on some forest roads. We're now on a sparsely traveled 4-lane northwestern Florida, headed north towards the Panhandle, and back over to the west are little fishing villages such as Cedar Key, Steinhatchee. The forecast is for rain tonight and tomorrow where we're headed. I can already see a change. June of 1926, Grove Dowling Hardwood Company formed, built a village complete with 150 homes, cutting virgin pine and cypress and a sawmill. Locomotives like this hauled the wood to the sawmill. How cool is that? Right off the highway into these woods, you'll find brackish streams like this. Well, let's get on down the road. Gotta try and outrun the rain to the hotel sometime tonight. So the Tuareg is doing wonderful. You know, I especially love the cruise control, and the bike has really good wind protection. Noise level is not that high at all. So compared to my DR650, a dual sport, I've ridden this exact same route over the past couple of years with the camping gear on my DR650, the good old Suzuki. This route on the DR was not near as enjoyable as the Aprilia is making it today. For me, I'm an off-road guy. Even on a nice bike like this, adventure bike, fully capable on-road and off-road, that I'm not going to be a long-haul on-road motorcycle rider. I'm thinking mostly in the future that I'll probably be doing what I've done in the past, and that is trailer or load into my pickup truck and go to an area. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That could be more pleasurable in my future. How about you guys? We're riding through what looks like a primeval forest. Maybe I should see a Tyrannosaurus come charging out and run across the road here any minute. So some of you probably are wondering, what is this navigation device I have up here? Well, it's kind of a trial I'm going through. It's a Samsung Tab 7-inch screen running the Gaia GPS app on it, and it's really nice in that it's a big screen. It's not waterproof, but it's close enough. You know, I got it used for about 60 bucks, but you can buy one brand new for $100 now. The downside I'm seeing with it is it's not bright enough. That's kind of the drawback on it, but hey, not very much money invested, and it's working fine for me so far. I've used the Gaia GPS for a number of years on a phone. We're into the very beginning of there's a rain that was forecasted, so I had an option to just stay on the pavement, but hey, we're in here for the adventure, aren't we? Put back on a little rain shell layer and put my warmer gloves on, so that's feeling better already. Sandy, but not real deep, and of course it's bumpy, but I have to slow down the speed here a little bit. Nice wide Forest Service road here running through Apalachicola National Forest. Sometimes I'm trying to stay well over to the right side where vehicle tires don't go in order to avoid that washboard, but then you've got the banks of sand that kind of piles up here, so you know, you got to watch out for that. I'm feeling good. There's a little bit of sprinkle now and then coming down, but we're having fun. I'm having fun. We're out here in the forest finally. Blackwater Lagoons. Okay, let's take a little side road here, explore a little bit. It says Whitehead Lake. I'm not sure how far down this way it might be. Let's go see what Whitehead Lake is all about. Nice, smooth, packed sand. Yeah, it looks like a campground. Might come back here sometime. Well, guys, it's starting to rain, and it's right on schedule. This time it's gonna keep at it, I think, so not too far from the hotel. We are in Tate's Hell. Okay, we're coming into the little coastal fishing village town of Carrabelle on the Gulf of America. That's where we're going to spend the night tonight. Very cute little town. Has a lot of history here.
got a reservation, baby?
Yeah.
What'd you
Well, it's the next morning. It's rained all night, and we're gonna head out into the little town of Carrabelle, look around, get some breakfast. Have a good day. Okay, bye-bye. The Forgotten Coast. The Forgotten Coast of Florida is the section of Florida's panhandle that stretches along the Gulf. It's known for its beautiful, sugary white sand beaches. The area was originally inhabited by Native American tribes, including the Appalachee, who flourished along the rivers and the bays. In the 1500s, the Spanish and French explorers arrived, and the area became a focal point for trade and exploration. Carrabelle's natural resources, particularly the Gulf waters and surrounding forests, led rise to the fishing and timber industries. Can you imagine the men that occupied and operated this machine, and the train that pulled it, and the way the country looked at that time? After the Civil War, Carrabelle became a major lumber town, shipping wood from surrounding forests via schooners from its natural deepwater port on the Carrabelle River. So turpentine, which is distilled from the pine sap, was also a significant export. During World War II, the government established Camp Gordon Johnson. Its purpose was to train men in amphibious landings, and some 250,000 soldiers spent time here learning that, and then they went on to the Pacific and the European theater. Of course, the fishing industries remained an important part of the industry here. Fish boats and docks, fish houses, processing the bounty, and you can find fresh seafood if that's your choice of food. Okay, that concludes our tour of the little town of Carrabelle. I'm popping into one of its little diners right here. What a great place. I love these kind of restaurants. Get some coffee, some food. My good buddy Brad is going to meet me here in just a few moments, and we'll start our ride. Meanwhile, having a conversation with this couple. They live on Dog Island, only accessible by boat. A 20-minute boat ride over for breakfast this morning. About 100 residents live there.
How are you?
You made it a little earlier than I thought. I was just visiting with these folks.
I'm Brad.
He just rode in from Panama City, but he's from up near Nashville. So I just call him the Iceman.
It was 25 degrees when I left. Your jacket works great, by the way.
My jacket?
Yeah. Your electric one?
Well, you said it didn't fit you.
I had to wear it.
You made it fit you, huh?
Yeah.
Just finished up a great breakfast, biscuits and gravy, sausage gravy. Can't beat that. We're going to spend a couple days riding together in his beautiful Africa Twin 2024. We're going to head into the forest and see what we get into today. Glad you guys are coming along. Let's roll. Well, we're off and rolling. It's 60 degrees, cloudy and overcast. We're heading up into the Apalachicola National Forest, and a section of the Florida State Forest called Tate's Hell. So we have officially entered Tate's Hell. There's a story behind the name of that. I'll see if I can find some time to dredge that up and share with you guys how it came to be named Tate's Hell. Rock Landing Campground. I'll have to look that up. It's not the gators you have to worry about. It's the manatees. Going to do a little more exploring down some of these roads and see what else we can get into. Okay, the story of Tate's Hell. So it goes way back in the late 1800s. A farmer out in this area lost his cow, and he went out into these woods and brush trying to find it, and got all turned around and spent days and days wandering in these snake-infested, thorn and swampy woodlands, and got bit by snakes, and when he finally managed to find his way out, he didn't survive. So his name was Tate, and they said, "Where you been?" "I've been in Tate's Hell." So that's the story as I remember it. Fortunately, we're doing a little better here, just zipping along on the T660 and the Africa Twin. So I think earlier in this video, or at some point, I've talked about adventure riding as a weekend warrior, where you just get away for a day or two. Even if you just get out for a day ride, so good for your mental health, resetting your mental clock. Brad on his Africa Twin is getting a break from his high-stress job and being able to get away, even though he had to ride through sub-freezing temperatures to get down here into the warmer climate of North Florida. When you're out riding for an hour or a day through surroundings like this, motoring along and standing on the pegs, letting your mind concentrate on what's in front of your wheel, and smelling the fresh pine scent resets and rejuvenates you for go back into the real world. So yeah, even if you can only get away for a day or two, get out for a mini adventure. See if you can't make that happen. Sometimes we put everything on the calendar for everybody and everything else except thinking about our own needs, and sometimes we're better off for everybody else when we think about ourselves and get out and feed that need, the need for two wheels. Okay, look at this sandy, wet mess right here. Oh yeah. Okay, you guys see this stuff right here? This whole ride has gotten a little more adventurous than we anticipated. Yeehaw! Slipping and slopping through here. Yeah, a lot of rain came down last night, and we're seeing the results of it. It's all right, we're gonna make it. We're just taking our time. It'll give us something to look back on, something to talk about tonight when we're tucked away in a hotel, because we're not doing any camping. And now it's looking like a proper adventure bike.
Did you get my bike dirty?
Okay, we're all gassed up, ready to hit for the last leg of the day. And Getting close to our hotel. Looking forward to it. It's a little chilly and wet. Been some hurricane damage down along through here. Still recovering from it from back this fall. We've been riding southbound close in along the Gulf Coast through some little villages. There's a lot of damage that's not showing up on our camera. Wow. Into the little town of Steinhatchee, a semi-remote little vacation and fishing village. Well, good morning, everyone. We spent the night last night in the little fishing village of Steinhatchee, Florida, along the Gulf of America. Pulled in here with it raining, had a good night's sleep. Could eat right across the street from us, and we had these cute little bungalow here that we've spent our night in.
I tell you, some of this gear can get pretty gamey after a few days.
The anatomy of a hotel adventure ride. As soon as he gets packed up, we're going to be hitting the road. Well, guys, thanks for coming along with us on this tour of the forgotten coast of Florida and its little villages. Enjoyed having you, talking about the fun and advantages of adventure motorcycle riding. I'll see you out there on the next one.